Ladies and gentlemen, in a word, Cher.
You think that's bad? Wait till you see this.
Where am I? Who are these two fairies? Wagon wheel with Tuesday. Oh, it's a podcast? You've got to be fucking kidding me.
Hello, lovelies. Welcome back to Chermoir. Chermoir. Cher, the memoir, the podcast, part 1. Yeah. Chapter 11.
Musical.
The musical. The thing. Yeah. I am the alleged fabulous Adam Richard, or Fab.
Yep.
And that is Philip Lee Curtis,
Allegedly.
a.k.a. Posh. Because
Full name Nopsis. Posh Nopsis.
Posh Nopsis. Full name Nopsis. I am Posh Nopsis. Thank you very much. We have read Cher's memoir, so you don't have to. But please feel free to read along if you like.
Yeah.
Because she's an icon.
Absolutely.
Even though she doesn't want to be an icon.
No.
She's the singer.
Well, she's Cher.
Yeah, she's Cher.
Like, that's what she is.
Yeah, she's Cher. So we should, before moving on, find out what happened in the last chapter.
Yes, please remind.
I'll just turn back time, shall I?
Can't help it.
If I could turn back time.
Cher sings backup on the most incredible songs of all time.
All of them.
Including Be My Baby and Unchained Melody. But is sent far from the microphone, is not allowed to be credited. She gets a $25 check.
Yes.
JFK gets shot.
Ah.
Cher loses a baby. Sonny and Cher get fake married, hang out with the Rolling Stones, and dress up as Caesar and Cleopatra.
They do.
It's a lot.
I mean, there's more hanging out with the Rolling Stones to come.
Yes. And they hang out with the Beach Boys.
Yes.
And they hang out with the Ronettes.
And Brain.
And Brain. There's so much. So yeah, that's caught you up to date.
Oh, I'm so glad. I would have forgotten.
I know. I'm right up to date.
Bit sensitive at the moment. But
Yeah, no, it doesn't hurt. It's just goopy.
it's too much. It's giving Cher detailing medical procedures.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm not okay.
Speaking of, have you watched The Pit?
No.
Oh, it's on the Max, and it is like it's a hospital show.
Okay.
But it is a hospital show where you see everything.
Oh, no.
Like, I've never seen so much genitalia in my life.
I love genitalia.
Yeah. Especially when a baby comes out of it.
We had to watch that in high school. Did you have that experience?
Yeah, we had to watch that in high school, yeah.
We weren't warned.
Yeah, and they didn't even show us the one with Kourtney Kardashian pulling it out herself.
Oh.
Have you seen that one?
No.
Yeah, she pulls out her own baby and then hugs it. And it's like, what is happening in this show?
Is she showing full pause? Is this what's happening?
I can't remember, but it was just like, it was like she just wrenched it out.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. Kardashians. Is there anything they won't point a camera at?
Literally. Is there nothing they won't put in or take out of that area?
I know, they're very busy.
Absolutely.
Anyway, let's get what we call the posh nopsis, but really it's having always been Cher.
Yeah, and having no regrets, I'm pretty sure. Or regretting everything? Yeah.
Yeah,
She
everything.
regrets everything.
Almost everything.
Almost everything.
I'm Cher, and I've always been Cher since I was this big.
Do you regret anything?
Oh, almost everything.
Chapter 11.
Yes.
Bankrupt. No, Baby Don't Go.
You didn't let me sing the song.
Oh, go on.
Posh nopsis! There you go.
You sound like Dory speaking whale.
Yeah, you glad I did it now?
So glad.
It's all content.
Just makes this show go longer and longer.
I must be up to episode 200 by now.
To be honest, probably.
Probably.
Cher tells us the entire life story of Charlie Green and Brian Stone, and yet I still don't know who they are.
She explains them
She
to
shares
us.
explains them. And then talks about the Beach Boys for a little bit more.
Yeah.
Somehow, Charlie and Brian meet Sonny and then let him use their office in exchange for him telling them about the music industry.
Yes.
So they have an office, I guess.
Which we didn't know about before, but now
we
know.
do. Then the Rolling
Does Melissa live there?
Melissa Joan Hart, yeah, probably. I smell pasta.
It's got pants in it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Sorry, what about pasta and jeans? Then the Rolling Stones show up and flirt with Cher.
Yeah.
She thought Brian Jones was particularly beautiful.
Yeah.
Or was that Marianne Faithfull? Not sure. Again, Cher's gay.
Cher's
A
gay.
little bit of gay.
Yeah.
Either way, it led me to discover that Mick Jagger played Mick... Sorry, no, he didn't play Mick Jagger. He played Ned Kelly, which thankfully I remembered because I did not write that. I wrote Mick Jagger played Mick Jagger. What I meant to say was I discovered that Mick Jagger played Ned Kelly in a movie, which must have been hilarious.
It's not.
Are you aware of this?
Yeah, I remember. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
Is that in the book?
No, I looked up Marianne Faithfull
Oh.
and Brian Jones and blah, blah, blah.
Right. Yeah. That was like a big deal when he came to Australia.
Can we talk about, it's really confusing because you know how we've had a lot of, what was the name that was in it a lot?
Philip?
No.
That's your name.
Who am I? Sorry, I just got amnesia. Big twist in this show.
Oh my God, speaking of amnesia.
Oh no, we're going to go. Where are we going? Who has amnesia?
Speaking of amnesia, I have a new favourite Doctor show.
Okay.
With Molly Parker, and she plays a doctor who's a real bitch.
Okay.
And then she has a car accident.
God.
And,
now she's
she
nice.
loses 8 years of her life, and she's
bless.
nice now. And the reason, like, I was like, this is the dumbest idea ever. But then when she's in the MRI and they're like, how many kids have you got? And she's got 2, they're 7 and 9. And the people in the booth are like, her kids are older than that. And then she's like, and they, who's the president? She goes, obviously, like, FDR. And they're like, no, really, do you think he's the president? And she goes, no, of course, it's Barack Obama. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I would want to go back to then too.
Yeah, let's all go back to that. Let's all go back to
She
that.
skipped the pandemic.
Yes.
Like, I'm like, I'm into this show.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm like, I don't know why. I don't think it's responsible for her to practice medicine anymore, but sure,
No,
I'm
yeah.
into it.
It's like, yeah, you can do the tracheotomy, just don't talk about Trump.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And it also stars Scott Wolf.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah, Bailey from Party of Five.
Also, once engaged to Alyssa Milano.
Yes, and has had no work done. So
really?
we now know what Tom Cruise looks like under there.
Yeah. Oh, right.
But he does look like a little kid with like weird bags.
He
in
would,
the
yeah.
worst places, and he's still got a really high pitched voice.
I was looking at Jason Priestley recently and trying to figure out the change there.
Yeah, because he was
lost-
just an adult one day.
Right? I think it's the eyebrows were much like more prominent as a younger, and now they've just thinned.
Yeah.
But they were the most
Yeah.
clear part of his face and a little bit the jawline, of course. But I was like, it's the eyebrows that have faded, and
Yeah.
now he doesn't look like him anymore.
No.
But no, what was the name of like George's husband and also her grandfather? There was a
Roy.
no.
Oh, Jack. No, Johnny.
Johnny.
Yeah,
there was a
because
lot of
you made
Johnnies.
the Johnny joke.
Yes.
About the dingers.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right. So now there's a lot of Brians. Because
there's
we
so
have
many
Brian
Brians.
Wilson, Brian
Yeah.
Stone, and Brian Jones. So
Yes.
it gets very confusing.
Brian Jonestown Massacre.
Yes, exactly. Cher tells yet another concert. Sorry, she details yet another concert with Screaming Girls.
Yes.
But this time she got to go on the bus with the band.
Yes.
So she's like, I was one of the Screaming Girls, but now I'm on the bus.
Yes.
And when she helped a fan get Mick's autograph, the mob attacked, stealing not only the signature, but a rock from Cher's pretty ring.
I know, her amethyst.
I know.
They totally stole her worthless amethyst.
Sonny decided it was time to push Cher as a solo artist again.
Off a bridge. No, sorry.
Come on. Well,
How'd she go?
Yeah, go on, bye-bye. And wrote her the song Baby Don't Go. Then midway through this sentence, we passed to Stephanie. I don't think she finishes the sentence.
In the middle of the sentence?
Essentially, or it's like a really short sentence that just suddenly... It's certainly not at the end of the paragraph, I can tell you that much.
It's like Sonny wrote, Baby Don't Go. Oh, God, I didn't like that song.
Yeah, bye. Where did I put my bag? It's not here, so I mustn't live here.
Does she hand over, or she just stops and Stephanie
so
starts?
normally she finishes the paragraph.
Yeah.
And the story, and then the next paragraph starts. No, this time she's like, so we're going to record this... Then she leaves and then Stephanie shows up. So we're at Stephanie now. They record the song, but Cher freaked out singing lead again.
Oh, yeah, she didn't like it.
And forced Sonny to do BVs.
Yeah.
They took the song to their record label where Mo, who had already signed them. So we don't know who Mo is, but he'd already signed them.
He'd already signed them before.
Caesar and Cleo.
Yeah.
He'd forgotten who they were and immediately signed them to a new and better deal, which they very quickly signed.
Yeah.
Because you would.
I mean, this would have been a really funny story if we'd known about Mo before.
Right? If only we knew who that was.
Yeah, if only that story had been in the 432 stories in the previous chapter when they were being Caesar and Cleo.
No, but we need that guy that she dated briefly who ignored her.
Yeah.
You know. Thus began Sonny and Cher.
Ah.
They enlisted friends and family to request the song over and over. And
Yes.
It became a regional hit in California and Texas.
I love this. It was total Carl and Jackie O Hot 30 vibes.
Absolutely. But more tolerable.
Yeah. Carl was fine then.
Well, that's because he was ugly Phil back then.
Yeah, he was. That was they were actually married.
Yeah.
That's where the O
Kyle
comes from.
and-
No, Ugly Phil.
What was his last name?
Phil O'Neill. And she was Jackie O.
Neil.
Neil.
Which she did often. So,
She used to smoke in the studio even after they stopped smoking in the studio.
oh, really?
Yeah, someone wrote in text on all the desks once and got fired. Stop
What?
smoking in the studio.
Yeah, oh, it's like I have one thing to say and one thing only. So fucking smoking, Jacko. You're disgusting. So it became a little hit in California and Texas. They put out an album which did okay.
Yeah.
But Sonny decided they were done doing backing vocals for Philip.
No BVs on the biggest
we're done.
songs of all time.
Yeah, we're done.
We're done.
We're too good for this. It's
Yeah,
time to go alone.
We've done Unchained Melody.
Yes.
We don't need to do anything ever again.
Their last song was The Righteous Brothers, You've Lost That Love and Feeling.
Oh,
Which Cher says was not an easy recording, but then doesn't tell us any details. Just that everyone loved it. She's like, it wasn't an easy recording. Everyone loved that song, though.
everyone did.
Like,
love it.
why aren't you telling us how it wasn't easy? Without the income of the covers, because that's a good idea. When you don't have an income, quit
Yeah.
the job that has the income. Times were tough. Cher reminds us that Kennedy was dead. The Vietnam War was ongoing, and Cher discovers Martin Luther King Jr. We might have gotten ahead last week.
Oh, I
this
think
is
we
when
did.
she.
This is when she.
discovers-
But she did explain racism.
Yeah, oh,
But
absolutely.
now she's double explaining.
Now she's mad. Yeah. Thankfully, she doesn't need money because she gets all of her clothes by accosting women on the street. This is how. Thankfully, she tells us this is how she met Colleen and Bridget. So at least we know how we meet Colleen and Bridget.
Who we have no idea who they
Know
are.
who they are. They make funky pants that Cher loved and would go on to work with for years to come. So she's like, you come back to our house, pop you in the garage.
Yeah.
Probably won't pay you. I'm going to close that garage door. Dark. You know, no air. Don't smoke in the studio. Jackie. Make me some fucking pants. I'm Cher. And she walks out.
Who loves Cher?
Cher then starts to style Sonny, usually in out there looks that she wasn't brave enough to wear herself.
She's invented being a hippie.
Right. She also cuts his hair into his famous shag style, which makes him look like a Roman emperor, much different than his previous Caesar cut.
Which was only a Roman emperor.
Yeah. Up until this point, they had been wearing costumes on stage.
Yes.
But
Like
after,
ABBA.
Like exactly like ABBA. ABBA if they were next to a mirror. But after, because there's more of them, after losing their luggage, so I was worried
Thought
that
about
wasn't
too
clear.
much in your head.
But after losing their luggage, they were forced to wear their regular clothes.
Regular clothes.
Regular clothes. The crowd ate it up, mostly because they thought they were British. They're wearing British clothes.
They're British.
I love them.
It's British people.
Right? British people wear different clothes, I guess. Charlie and Brian, who we thankfully now do know who they are.
I'm doing it.
Kind of.
Well, we have had their pot of
really.
history that
Yeah.
we still didn't understand.
Called the head of Atlantic Records and got Sonny and Cher signed to them. So they've just got this other record deal that was quite good. And it's like, no, we'll go to Atlantic.
Wasn't that a management deal and then a record deal?
Possibly. No
I
one.
don't
Cher
know how
doesn't
it
know,
works.
so why are
Cher
we
doesn't
supposed to know?
yeah.
Sonny also set up another deal to get some of Cher's solo covers released. So I
Yes.
guess that's why she mentioned the covers album earlier.
Maybe.
Including All I Really Want to Do by Bob Dylan, which did all right. Even Bob liked it.
Even Bob
So
liked
I
it.
didn't mind it. They moved into their own place, because they moved into a lot of places.
They
Just-
move so many times.
It's a lot.
And she's still a teenager.
I know.
She hasn't stopped being a teenager. And they've
18,
moved 800 times.
So they moved into their own place, and Sonny kept writing music. One night, he woke Cher up to come in and record a song he'd written. He's like, I've written this little song.
I wrote a song for his 2 a.m.
Yeah, it's called I Got You, Babe. And she was not fond of it.
I don't like it.
She's like, I at least need a modulation. I already stated this.
More
Modulation, please. So Sonny went back to rewrite it. Cher still didn't love it, but sang it and went back to bed.
Can you invent the machine that makes me go...
Because if not, I'm going back to sleep. The song was released, and Sonny and Cher moved again. They can only write one song per house.
Yeah, one song per house.
So,
yeah.
That was the song.
Is it the house where we did I Got You, Babe? On the back of a shirt sleeve thing.
What?
Like, it was on the cardboard that comes in with a shirt. He'd written it on both sides.
Oh, that's right.
One on the white side and one on the brown
some
side.
of the details.
There are a lot of details. It's Detail City.
So they moved again, this time into a house that Cher had lived in a past life or something.
I don't know why we have this whole segment.
So I already lived here. So I guess we'll live here again.
And then she explains
See,
about
that's where my bag was.
how her grandmother was psychic.
I know.
And so
I must
she's
be psychic too.
but Jackie Jean's not psychic because she would have seen all those bad men coming.
Right.
Or leaving.
Yeah.
More to the point.
So we have past life Cher. It's sure, whatever. They were doing okay, but were not well off. They would eat at the local gas station, which was apparently great.
Yeah.
Italian food at the gas station.
I
Who knew?
am
Papadaboupe. Get your gas.
Get your gabagool and your
Yeah,
gas.
come on.
Is it like the Embassy Taxi Cafe? I used to love that.
What's that?
It's down on is it William Street or one of those streets in the city, like on the West Melbourne-y kind of end of the city. And it's where the taxis all go and refuel at 3 o'clock in the morning and have some dinner.
Oh, lovely.
And it's open all night.
Okay.
And it's delicious. I mean, it's a lot of very deep fried everything.
Yeah,
but,
delicious.
But, like Roadhouse dining.
I used to love a diner. My mum worked in a diner. Yeah. I also remember the Kmart cafe. Do you remember those?
Oh, no, I'm so old. I remember there used to be a Coles in the city, which is where the Kmart is now. And they had a cafeteria, the Coles cafeteria.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
My grandmother used to go there, and then her and all her friends used to argue about who was paying for about 20 minutes.
I wish that there were still cafes in shops.
I know.
Right in the middle of them.
There is one at the Dimmicks in Sydney, which is really old school triangle sandwiches, toasted.
Yeah, I love a triangle sandwich. Yeah. Not the same if they're square.
No.
How did we get here?
No. It was the Italian diner next door at the petrol station.
That's right. So at the petrol station. So then, anyway, Sonny gets them on a film called Wild on the Beach.
Yeah.
This comes out of nowhere. But Cher thought it was lame, and she was correct. She's like, this seems lame, Sonny. I'm Cher.
Seems lame, Sonny. I'm
But they
Cher.
do, yeah.
Who loves Cher?
We need Anastasia to come on as a guest at this point.
Let's call her.
Yeah, she'll probably pick up.
Yeah.
She loves Australia.
You're mates with her, aren't you?
Yeah. Earlier, Mick Jagger had mentioned that people in the UK would get Sonny
Yeah, they'll
and Cher
get you.
much better than US audiences. And after a guest spot on Shindig with an exclamation mark, a US music show, the creator Jack said he could never get them on as regulars, but they should give the UK a try.
Got to go to the UK.
That's it. So they sold everything, and off they went. But not before a quick run-in with the mafia.
It's a very strange scene.
It's in the middle of a different scene.
It's in the middle of a
Going to
different
the
scene.
UK, side note, mafia.
Yeah, because the other Brian, one of the Bryans,
Yep.
and Charlie,
Ryan.
they borrowed money
bit of
off
money.
someone they shouldn't have borrowed money off.
Yeah.
And then that guy came to break their knees.
Yes.
But
Sonny being Sicilian, he was like, nah.
Sonny's like, come on.
But if we pay, we'll pay back.
I don't know how that worked out.
Okay, so this is what I've got from...
Yeah.
Because I had to actually listen to this a few times.
Yes.
So Charlie and Ryan owed some money, but thanks to Sonny's Sicilian background, he managed to smooth things over and even made friends with them.
Yes.
We get some backstory about Sonny's new nose and the Nazis.
That's right, Mussolini. She Cher-splains the war.
I know.
And Mussolini and why no one likes Italians.
But more importantly, why Sonny's new nose is better than the old one.
But also, what happened to his nose? Did they explain? Did she explain?
Deviated septum,
Yeah,
as it
something,
always is.
yeah.
The Jennifer Aniston, as I call it. So one of the mafia guys, Jilly Beans, Mariah Carey's dog,
tells
Cher, his name was Jilly, and that is the name of Mariah's dog. Yeah. Jilly Beans tells Cher that ashtrays make good murder weapons.
Oh, that's right. She has like many conversations with the mob.
With Jilly and Joe.
Like sitting on the bed, having a chat. It's like they've been friends for years. So she's still a teenager.
She is. And that's why she gets some murdery bedtime stories from a guy named Joe.
The murdery bedtime stories from Joe. They're great.
Now, Cher's not sure if Joe is making up these stories. Apparently, he was everywhere in World War II, at every location.
Just at the Japanese ones.
But murdering liar or not, she saw him as a father figure. And frankly, I don't think he's worse than any of Cher's actual father figures.
Well, that's true.
Know?
I mean, Sonny was a father figure for a while.
And that's what is so horrifying at this point. When you remember, she described their dynamic as brother and sister or father and daughter.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And now she's had a miscarriage to her father / brother.
She's not 18. No. But it's okay because the mafia's here.
The mafia's here. They'll solve everything.
Yeah, Alyssa
Milano's probably in the kitchen.
Absolutely. She's probably Jilly Beans.
She is. She's Jilly.
Because Mariah knows her, so she'll allow that. They're on the wall together. So
at Derek Jeter's house.
Yeah. Now, because she's finished the mafia, like the whole movie.
Yes.
We're now back to the UK. We're back to the UK.
Going to the UK? So, she couldn't fly to like one suburb over.
Yeah, she was having...
How is she going to go to the UK?
Oh, no. She flew. Like, literally, she just flapped her wings.
In a fabulous Bob Mackie gown.
Absolutely. Off to London they went.
Yeah.
They had 2 weeks to try and make it. It's like an S Club 7 movie.
Yeah,
2 weeks.
We've got 2 weeks to try and make it. We've sold everything, but somehow we had enough money for G to come as well.
I know. It's like if Mary Kate and Ashley took Elizabeth.
Yeah.
So when they got to the hotel, the man said they didn't have a reservation for them,
yes.
which was a revelation. I fixed it. Sonny pointed to their reservation in the book, but the man insisted on continuing this little Pretty Woman skit. That moment happens a lot in this book.
There's a lot of Pretty Woman.
A lot of Pretty Woman moments. Outside was some press. Cher didn't think it could possibly be for them.
No.
But when they walked out, the press asked them about being kicked out of the hotel.
Because it was the Hilton.
They posed for some pictures and then headed to another shitty hotel to sleep off the flight. They had no gigs booked.
No gigs.
No idea what they were going to do. But by the time they woke up and showered, they were famous.
They were huge.
Famous now. I put my bag down. We're famous.
Yeah. I live here now.
I'm Cher.
In London.
Photos of them being kicked out had made the cover of the evening newspapers. Their phones started ringing off the hook. I don't know how they knew where they were, but they did. It's alleged that the hotel fiasco was set up to get some press by Charlie and O'Brien.
Oh.
But Cher doesn't think so, as the clerk really hated them. They really hated us. So this sudden fame means their songs start climbing up the charts, and they were performing everywhere, even though Cher doesn't like to perform. She doesn't know what it is. Cher even got to sign her first British autograph. She describes it like it's her first autograph, but then adds British. So it's like, did you sign any before? I guess.
I think she was practicing.
Yeah.
And they were in America.
I'm Cher. I might just write Cher. No, I'll get
I write love Cher.
Love Cher.
Love Cher.
But it's British.
Who loves Cher?
Love Cher. Yeah. Things were good at this point between Sonny and Cher, which means it's probably about to turn. Because that's what happens in this book. We had a good day. Anyway, Cher mentions a few names like Rod Stewart.
Oh, yes.
John Lennon and Paul McCartney, Dusty Springfield. She makes a joke that if
Sandy
someone...
Shaw.
Yeah, see what that is. She makes a joke...
on a string, come on.
That is what we are. Yeah, that's good. Sorry. Puppets on a string. That is what we are. No one in between. There's a hand up me. Sorry.
Can I tell you one of my favourite stupid jokes?
Yes.
Lovely Brad, who listens.
Yes.
Whenever I go to visit him in Queensland, we would occasionally take the dog for a walk. And
is that a euphemism?
No. We would actually go down to the shops with the dog. There was a park behind where they used to live. And so we would go through this park and then we would see a couple of birds with long legs. And he would go, "Oh, there's Kenny and Dolly," and I was like,
Why?
Why are those two birds Kenny and Dolly? Because they were plovers, and then he would go from
God.
one plover to
Stop.
another.
Anytime I don't do Plover, I do Glover.
Glover.
And it's about Danny Glover and Donald Glover. The two Glovers. So, and then I sing, "What's glove got to do? It's got to do with it." Like, I don't know why. I've always done it. Glovers in the air. It's all about gloves. There we go. So Plovers, Glovers.
Plovers.
Both are good.
Yeah. So thank you, Brad, for an enduring anecdote.
And please stream Puppets on a String by Dolly Parton. But yes, Cher's listing a bunch of famous people and jokes that if someone had set off a bomb, it would have been the end of music.
Oh my
this
God.
was pre 9/11 when you could make these kind
Oh
of
my
jokes.
God, you still can't make those jokes.
No,
You
I
couldn't
mean,
make those jokes there.
we do weekly on this podcast. The appearances were exhausting, but Cher loved the shopping.
I love the shopping.
Love the
Carnaby
shopping.
Street. Oh my God. And do we get some detail on the clothes?
Are you
she
ready
bought?
for some
Yeah.
detail? She wore black boots.
Yes.
She wore white boots.
Sometimes white and black.
Sometimes she'd wear one black boot and one white boot. It was
And one white boot and one black boot.
yes, because that's what was different.
Yeah. You didn't want to get too much wear on one or the other.
No, it was madness. And G got some pants. As I say, this is about 3% of the clothes that Cher purchased, and she makes sure to describe each and every item.
Every single thing.
Even the shoes were described individually. Like she's like, one shoe was a left shoe,
Yeah.
and this was a right shoe.
It's giving Kylie vibes.
How
when,
so?
You know when Kylie talks about her music, she describes the video clips. She's like, you're like, you really weren't involved in the music making process, were you?
I was wearing this outfit.
When I was wearing the gold short. Everyone loves the gold shorts.
do.
I'm like, do you have anything to do with the making of that song? I sang it.
Paula Abdul wrote that one. All of a sudden, Sonny and Cher's success jumped the pond.
Oh my God, it did.
So they're number one in the US all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And when they couldn't appear on the show Ready, Steady, Cook, or Go, whichever, for a second time, because they'd already been there once. They couldn't appear a second time because they had to go back home.
Yes.
So the Rolling Stones and Kathy McGowan and a few other people decided to lip sync it. It is on YouTube. It is amazing.
Amazing.
You have to watch it if you
I
haven't
will.
already. It was very fun. So that little song that Cher did not like made them household names around the world.
Around the world.
And Cher is still singing it more than 50 years later.
Well, singing.
She's singing it.
Why would she sing the whole thing?
Yeah, that's just sing the name of it. I believe.
I'm just going to play this record. And I'll
Yeah.
pop in at the end and go, babe! Sonny's dead. I'll leave his lyrics going.
Yes. Did you see her when she was in Melbourne?
No.
And literally did just that. Like, he was on the screen and like she was singing her bit.
Yeah.
But he was on the screen. But I'm pretty sure she was in the Turn Back Time outfit from memory. I could be wrong. She might have been in a different outfit, but she has so many wigs and outfits.
Yeah.
But the issue was, it was the same show she's been doing, the farewell tour, since like 2000.
Yeah,
So there were some things that you shouldn't probably do anymore. Yeah. She was riding an elephant. It was not okay. I was like, I don't know. She was a bit jai-ho, you know? Although
Yeah.
I don't know if that's okay.
Yeah, that's a little
Cher.
bit...
But all right.
Oh, look, she's always been a bit problematic
I
in
know.
that area.
Well, she did discover racism, so she's allowed to benefit from it. All right, that does bring us to the end of chapter 11.
Cher, you've given us many things, including chlamydia.
Mostly chlamydia.
Mostly chlamydia.
Oh my God, side note.
Yes.
There is a
with
Reddit
side-eye.
story with side-eye. There is a Reddit story about, this is really sad actually.
Oh, okay.
It's not that sad, but it's like, oh God, imagine. A couple who, she went to get a checkup. I think she was maybe having a baby or something. They did blood tests and it came back that she had chlamydia. This is in Australia. And she's been with her husband or boyfriend for 10 years. She's like, oh my God, he must have cheated on me. So she goes home and accuses him of cheating. He's like, no, you must have cheated because I like. What do you mean? He went and got tested. He also had chlamydia.
Yeah.
And so they were convinced that each other had cheated.
cheated.
And it ruined their marriage. And they chose to stay together. I think they maybe already had a kid or something.
Yeah.
They chose to stay together, but never really forgave each other. And
Yeah.
so their marriage was pretty sad. And then one time someone said, oh, koalas have chlamydia. And she's like, what do you mean? And they're like, koalas have chlamydia. Everyone knows this. Did you touch a koala? And she's like, oh, we did rescue a koala in the bushfires and then went to a festival, like a music festival. and didn't shower all weekend and just fucked the whole time.
Oh my God.
And so she went to the doctor and was like, is that possible? And she's like, well, yeah, the koala peed on your husband or boyfriend.
Yeah.
And that probably had chlamydia. And then he's gone and finger banged you at, Falls Festival or whatever. Absolutely, he could both have chlamydia. So it'd be a different strain apparently, but it probably wouldn't show up any different.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my God. And so she comes over, she's like, guess what, babe? Neither of us cheated. But then he was like, oh, so I thought you cheated. And I thought our marriage was over, so I went and slept with someone else.
It's just like Romeo and Juliet, but without all the death.
But can you imagine? Like, of course you would think that that's
Yes.
what happened. Although I would probably consider the koala. Like, it's a pretty random occurrence.
But also just, just open your relationship up.
Just
it's
open it up.
easier.
Right.
Like, all this possessiveness. It's
That's
all about,
true.
like, I own you.
Yeah.
You're part of me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't... Yeah.
Speaking of Sonny and Cher. Cher media, if you will.
Chlamydia.
Should we get the professional opinion?
All right, let's go out. Like, I forgot that's where we're up to.
Yeah.
You brought me the chlamydia story and it threw me.
Through them as well. You went and had sex with someone else midway through that conversation, actually.
No. You wouldn't have sex with a car. Sorry.
What? Is that from the ads?
Yeah, I was thinking you wouldn't.
My favorite one
Steal a
is
car.
you wouldn't down a load.
I think I would.
It's my professional opinion.
So, my professional opinion.
Yes.
I was very excited about Cher inventing bell-bottom jeans and dressing as a hippie.
Yeah.
This entire chapter is such a lot.
It's a
Like,
lot.
so much happens. Like, you start to get the impression she was way more into the look than the sound.
Oh, yeah.
Like, way more.
Yeah.
Which is ironic given the unique sound of her voice.
Yes.
It's like, but you're creating a unique sound.
Yeah, but Cher, of course I am.
Why are you so obsessed with the bell bottoms and the beaded tops and the who knows what? There's still heaps more happening in every single chapter.
Yes.
Like, it's too much. But still, it feels more than when it was about her family.
Oh, God, yeah.
And when she was getting the freight train.
Oh, yeah, stealing horses.
Stealing horses and catching a freight train. And I enjoyed all the British name dropping. Like, it was fun.
We need Anastasia back now.
We do.
Who loves Cher?
Thank you, Anastasia.
So yeah, who did she drop? Another go at the Rolling Stones, like a huge go at the Rolling Stones, like
Yeah.
the totes besties now
On the bus.
on the bus. Instead of them just hanging out with the Ronettes and saying hi.
Yes.
Also, we had she dropped
Rod Stewart was there.
Martin Luther King,
Yes.
Malcolm X, Rod
Yeah.
Stewart, Sandy Shaw, Dusty Springfield. Like, everyone got a turn.
Lennon, the McCartney.
Lennon McCartney, Marianne Faithfull.
She blew them all up with a bomb.
Yeah, she blew everyone up with the bomb.
She went on Ready City Cook.
She did go on Ready City Cook
Yeah.
and Top of the Pops. Yes. She was very busy with all of it. So yeah, it felt it felt more like it was about Cher.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
And it also helps because we know these people.
Yes.
So when she says a random name now, at least we know who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so weird to think of Cher being part of that invasion of the Beatles, like coming
Yeah.
a year or two later.
Well, as we've
and
talked
the
about, I
Rolling
think
Stones.
this is an episode of Wishbone where she just keeps putting herself in these
Yeah.
scenarios that probably didn't happen.
I know, but also, the fact that they became famous in Britain,
Yes.
and then went across to America from
Right.
that.
And people thought that that's who they were.
Yeah, and it's a weird kind of time. Like, I know that I Got You Baby is a really old song, but I never knew that it was of the era
Yes.
of the Beatles and the Stones
Sure.
and the whole British invasion thing. So yeah, it was a strange.
Yeah.
It's weird to think of Cher looking like Cher, but being as old as Paul McCartney.
Right.
But maybe not, because she was 19.
Also that.
Yeah, she was like 18, 19.
And that's why she didn't mention any of the Beatles coming after her because, some of them are still alive.
Yes.
So she probably shouldn't.
Yeah, and she sang the I Love Ringo song.
Yes. Is he still alive or is he gone?
No, he's still with us.
Yeah.
He's
it's
one of
just
the ones
George
left.
and John.
George and John
Yeah.
are gone, yeah. Yeah, so, look, it's... I don't know, I gave it 8 out of 10 because
Yeah.
it was
Oh, yeah.
enjoyable and fun.
Equaled that
Yeah.
I said nothing groundbreaking and way too many clothing descriptions.
So many
But it's
clothes.
fun and feels like things are starting to move now.
Yes.
So, yeah, we're okay with that.
And I do kind of get the clothes thing because they were sort of synonymous with a particular look.
And I mean, if she probably wasn't allowed to do much else.
No.
So she's like, well, here's something I can control.
Yeah.
Again, like back to the Kylie thing, the thing that she could control was her look.
Yeah.
So that's why Better the Devil and all those things. That's probably why she talks about the outfits.
Yeah.
She's like, well, I was allowed to do that.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to participate in the music.
Yeah.
So
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Take,
I'm going to wear the hoodie with the midriff hoodie.
Yes, it's happening. Should we turn back to
And I turn back down. What would you do differently? In
Mine
this
was
one?
a simple one, which is that I would have delayed that flight so I could go and watch that lip sync in person.
Oh,
because
yeah.
it was so funny
Very
and
cute.
dumb. And I wish people did it more now.
Yeah, I know.
Like we need someone really random doing espresso.
Yeah.
You know, being sexy, but have it be someone who shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah. I mean, the last time that anyone did anything like that, it was Tom Holland doing Umbrella.
Oh, yeah. That was
And
so
I
good.
watched that about 14 times a day.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, there were other people on that show, I guess, but he was the
Yeah,
one
but
who
that's the one
won.
that you went, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is fun.
Yeah.
But I guess everyone's doing I mean, we have karaoke.
You're so right. I mean, I'd be happy if it was just the Rolling Stones doing popular music.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. I mean, I found a video the other day that said, we in the 80s we had this instead of karaoke, which I'd completely forgotten about.
was it?
Dionne Warwick used to host Solid Gold, which was a top 10 countdown that sometimes someone would perform on, like a Madonna, like they just lip sync, or Michael Jackson or someone, and they would count down the rest of the songs just with the Solid Gold dancers.
Okay.
And if they couldn't get someone, Dionne would sing a song.
Of course she would.
She would sing one of the hit songs of the week.
Because I know of the Psychic Friends thing. That
Yes, she was
like,
in
what
the
hasn't
Psychic
she done?
Friends.
What hasn't she
What
done?
hasn't Dionne done? But yeah, so she was karaoke of the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I remember when the Kelly Clarkson show started, everyone was like, what do you mean you're going to sing every day?
Yeah.
She's like, I'm going to sing every day.
Yeah.
And then she did.
Yeah.
What is your remix?
My remix is I would have Cher invent music as well as fashion.
Well, I mean, she probably will. Like, she hasn't really invented being a solo artist yet.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
fully.
So she will
she'll
invent
probably
singing without
singing then.
Sunny. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And what is your rename?
Vogue.
Is it because
I always base it on a song.
Is it because of the clothes?
It's because of the fashion.
Yeah. Mine is along those lines, is Cher goes shopping. Because that's all she does. This whole chapter. Should we strap some tits on our back?
All right, let's get some tits on our back and find out what Cherism
Right.
we loved the most from this chapter.
If I want to put my tits on my back, it's nobody's business but my own.
I actually did have a couple from this one.
Oh, you've got more
So
than one.
I'll share the one,
Yes.
and then, because the other one relates, but just in case you've picked one of them.
I've only picked the one.
Okay. So my main one
Yes.
is Sonny's voice wasn't amazing in the daytime. So imagine having to listen to it at 2 a.m. I love that she doesn't pretend.
No.
He's like, oh, he died a long time ago.
Yeah, he's been dead for ages. He was dead to me halfway through the marriage.
Yes.
Mine is ridiculous.
Oh, no. It's from a different book, isn't it?
No, I put water in the radiator, but no one ever told me I would need oil
Yeah,
too.
right. She put them in the same thing. Pop that in the radiator as well. See what happens.
The car that she didn't know how to drive.
No. Because it was a stick, but I figured it out.
Okay, yeah, I saw it
Yeah.
now.
The other one was related to my first one, which is that Sonny didn't think much of Bob Dylan's voice.
Oh, yes.
So she said he never thought much of his voice, which was a bit rich coming from him. So, that's the second time he hated his voice in this chapter, Cher.
Yeah. I mean, that's the biggest problem with her having to sing I Got You, Babe, still to this day. It's like,
Yeah.
I've got to play the tape of my dead
Yeah, it's
husband.
just like, I'll sing this bit, and then it was nails on a chalkboard for the rest. Like, she never thought to just shorten it or
know.
just sing both parts.
Yeah.
That'd be too hard.
Yeah, you could. It'd be easier.
I'll be able to-
Oh, my God, Cher.
She should put her bag down. She should walk out on the stage, put her bag down, put a mustache on it, be like, there he is.
There he is. That's
Sonny.
Sonny.
All right.
Fluff and crap.
Do we have any fluff and or crap?
Not really. I mean, we've got a letter.
Ooh.
We've got a letter from Paul about a Christmas episode
Right.
of Christine Lardy in Space.
Yes.
And I can't really read any of it because it's a proposed plot.
Okay. So you might be saving it.
So yeah, I'm just wondering, do we save it for actual Christmas?
No.
Or do we do it the way that we experienced Christmas episodes here in Australia in the
Random,
90s,
exactly.
which was like sometime in May
Well,
or July?
By chance, because the next few weeks I am the showrunner.
Yes.
But then
Then
you will be
I'm
the
in
showrunner.
charge.
And I may have already had a Christmas title ready to go. So I think once I announce the Christmas title to you,
It can be...
you can fold in
Yeah.
moments of Paul's story.
Yes.
And that can be the fun challenge. Because my title's quite long and specific.
That
and
has
you'll-
never stopped either
No.
of us from doing whatever the fuck
No,
we felt
exactly.
like.
And then, of course, you brought this to my attention. I thought, I think we can make this work.
There we go.
I maybe pushed that up a little, but I agree that we can watch Christmas episodes at any
Well,
point.
yeah, I think Christmas, it happens... Well, in the 90s when we were watching a TV show, they would
Absolutely.
happen in, our winter.
Yeah. And on top of it, like, I'm more than happy. Like, you will, of course, fold in details you feel
Yeah.
work. But you can always also read out
Yeah.
the initial outline.
Yeah.
That's fine too.
It'll be a double episode because it's Christmas.
Yes, we've had another one come through on Instagram about a university outbreak of an STD. So I think I'll float that in somewhere at some point as well. So thank you to I don't have my phone in front of me, but whoever sent that through, thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone, for contributing to our very stupid shows.
Yes. So, and that'll be. I mean, that's Thursday. More Christine Lardy in
Yeah.
Space.
I'm looking forward to whatever happens this week.
Yes.
I have no idea what's going on with that
Me
show.
either.
All right, we'll be back on Monday with chapter 12
12.
of
Get that in, yeah.
the Chermoir. And, of course, Christine Lardy in Space
Yes.
every Thursday here on Glitter Plus. All right, bye, lovely.
Where am I? Who are these two fairies? Wagon Wheel with Tuesday. Oh, it's a podcast? You've got to be fucking kidding me.
I leave all this in.
What's happening?